by the way.
What's up, guys? Happy Thursday. Welcome on into Let's Bet It. Lauren Jabbar here with Alex Glaze, Mark Zinno, a thorn between two roses, gentlemen. Mark, how you doing today?
Oh, guys, I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. And sorry for my slip up there at the open.
Oh no, hey, you know what? It's not a show if it's not if it's perfect. You know what I mean? We got to mess up every now and again. You love to say, Alex, how were your bets yesterday? You had a few, right?
No, actually, I didn't have any plays yesterday. I was watching. And for whatever reason, because I watched the show yesterday, you and Jared convinced me to watch Texas Tech, Iowa State basketball, which I don't even know if you can call that basketball. I mean, that was probably the worst. That's the worst game I have ever seen, and that's not an exaggeration. If you didn't watch Texas Tech, Iowa State, then you
don't.
I don't know how to describe it other than it's just not basketball. It was not basketball.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Thank you so much, Alex, for that opinion. But no, it really was. It was bad. If you didn't watch it, don't go back and watch that game. We're all helping you out.
Especially if you bet Iowa State -4.5. Don't go back and watch that. Don't relive that.
We do have a lot of basketball on the show today. College basketball predictions with the kids, as Alex would say. And then we take it boys to men. We're going to the NBA. And talking a little bit about the games tonight. There's 4 games on the slate. Mark Zinno has some red hot picks for that. And then we're taking it to the ice. NHL Ice Picks, 11 hockey games on the slate tonight. We're breaking down a lot of them, and we have quite a few bets on those tonight. And then we can't end without our best bets of the day and then our Pickswise 3-star play of the day. So without further ado, let's get into it, my friends, and let's bet it. College basketball. I'm loving it because we're in like the thick of college basketball season right now. And as Alex would say, you can't trust the kids. But tonight, 2 exciting games, 2 ranked teams on the road to face conference opponents. Number 13, Ohio State, traveling to Indiana. Number 7, USC, going up against Cal. Alex, can you trust the kids on the road versus solid in-conference opponents?
All right, so we got ranked Ohio State on the road at Indiana. Indiana favored by 2 points, right? I'm not trusting Ohio State in this spot. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay the points with Indiana, which might sound crazy to some, but when you look at this game, I'm going to start with I'll start with the total, because I think that a lot of people, when you think Big Ten basketball, you think unders are the play, right? The total's 137.5. Mm-hmm. 7 games this season for Ohio State, or for Indiana, excuse me, have had totals higher than 137.5, and the unders 5-2 in those games. Those 2 wins that they have in the total where they've gone over, Marshall and Syracuse, but those are games where Indiana scored 90 and 110 points. That's just not going to happen probably tonight, even though Ohio State's not the best defensive team. Those are kind of anomalies for Indiana. That's a team that averages 75 points per game, 81st in offensive efficiency. But their defense is really, really solid. And that's where I think they're going to have the edge tonight against an Ohio State team that's pretty good on offense, but they really struggle against strong defenses. Yeah. 2 of their losses this season have gone to teams that rank 25th or higher in defensive efficiency. And that's what Indiana is. I believe they rank 12th. So when you look at this is just a bad matchup for Ohio State. I think that Indiana's going to try to just slow this game down, grind it out, and they're going to get the win at home. So I'm going to lay the points with Indiana tonight.
Zinno, are you on this one too?
I am. I lean with Alex in taking the unranked home team against the ranked team when the unranked home team is laying points. So I do lean on Indiana in this spot, but where I'm really looking to play is the under in this game. For Indiana, 13 games a season. It's really been a split so far when you look at their games, with their double overtime loss to Syracuse that Alex mentioned before, sort of being the line of demarcation. Their first 6 games prior to that, they averaged almost 78 points per game. Then they had that double overtime loss to Syracuse. The last 6 games, they've only averaged 68 points per game. That's a 10-point differential. So things have slowed down for them offensively. Their 3 losses this year are by a combined 10 points. And if you look in the last 6 games, most of them against what we call, Power 5 teams, like legitimate basketball conferences, St. John's, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Notre Dame, and Penn State. All of those went under the total, with the highest total there being 150 against St. John's. It went under by a point, but all the other ones were at 123 or under. Now, Ohio State, the 13th best 3-point shooting team in America, which bodes well for people who are thinking about the over. However, Indiana is the 3rd best team in the nation in field goal percentage defense. Those 2 should counteract. Really like the under in this spot. The only concern I have is that if Ohio State gets on a 3-point shooting run early and they get hot, as teams sometimes can do, Indiana playing from behind will be problematic, and it'll force them to push the pace a little more to catch up. But as long as Ohio State is cold or kind of normal from 3 at the beginning, I really think Indiana is the side, and I love the under tonight at 137.5.
Yeah, Indiana 7-2 against the spread at home, and the over, just a little food for thought, 8-3 for the last 8-3 for Ohio State in their last
bad defense. Ohio State's got a bad defense.
11 games. So that's interesting to note. Okay, one of the other ranked ones, you have USC going up against Cal. Alex, you said this is a stay away game for you?
Yeah, this is a weird game for me. So because of the way COVID protocols and it's kind of gone in college basketball, USC hasn't played since December 18th. That's a long time to not be playing basketball. They have a good defense, right? They ranked 21st. So, Lang, I believe, was it 5.5 points with USC tonight against Cal? Is that what the line is? Yeah, Cal, bad offense, ranked 192nd in offensive efficiency. This is just going to be a weird game because I tend to believe that, when you're looking at potential fatigue from not playing in games for, over 2 weeks, it's going to show more so on the offensive end for USC. So maybe I tend to look at the under in this spot. But this is a really low total, what is it? 128.5. That's just, there's only been one total lower than that this season for USC. And then Cal has had 7 games with totals less than 128.5. And the over's gone 4-3, but I just think this is a stay away. I just can't trust Cal's offense, and I don't trust USC coming off such a long break. So stay away from me in that one. I'm going to go to bed early because I'm not watching that one.
I mean, not playing since December 18th, that's like basically an entire month. And it's pretty crazy, like seeing some of these teams coming back within all of these leagues. And it takes a little while to kind of get that chemistry going again. A game that I'm looking at tonight is Iowa taking on Wisconsin. I have Wisconsin actually laying 3 in this one. It's a Big Ten showdown, right? Wisconsin coming off of that huge win against Purdue. That was an exciting game. That was a crazy game. I had Purdue laying 12.5 in that game. So I didn't even think it would be close. And Wisconsin was able to, show that they're not really an underdog. Like they're a really, really strong team this season. Iowa beat Wisconsin in all 3 of their meetings last season, but they haven't necessarily been great lately. They lost their first 2 conference games against Purdue and Illinois, also lost to Iowa State. Their first Big Ten win was Monday night against Maryland. And Wisconsin, for me, just has a ton of momentum right now. Their defense makes them difficult to beat at this point. Iowa's allowing 100.1 points per 100 possessions, while Wisconsin only concedes 92.3 per 100 possessions. Now, Iowa might have the slight edge offensively in this game, but I just think defense is way more significant in these conference games, especially slowing teams down, not allowing them points. Wisconsin also has wins against Houston, St. Mary's, Indiana. I like them laying 3 in this spot. Mark, would you agree?
I do. I want to go back to the USC game, though, because that's really where I have a great feel for how this game will play out. Yeah. Now, I agree with Alex that it's a rest versus rust kind of situation for USC after the long layoff. However, they're playing a team in Cal that was preseason picked dead last in the Pac-12, and this is just about pure talent for me when it comes to laying the 5.5 with USC. USC is top 20 in America in field goal percentage, and they have 4 starters who get into double figures. On the other side, they're number 7 in the country in rebounds per game at 43 and number 2 in field goal percentage defense. Even if they are rusty offensively, their defense and rebounding is enough to keep Cal at a bigger distance. When I did the math, this number should be about 8.5 for me. I think I'm getting about 3 points of value on USC in this spot. So I'm going to lay the 5.5 here with the Trojans. They're a more talented team. They're a better coach team. I understand the rest versus rust argument, but I think at the end of the day, when it comes to them being more talented, better on the glass and better on the defensive end, that's enough to keep Cal to a really low offensive output and easily should cover this 5.5.
I'm pretty sure they said defense wins championships. Yeah. Is that right or what? I mean, if it really is true, you can outscore any team, but if you can't get stops, you're not going to win a game. If you're,
I don't know how that Michigan defense look.
Man, come on.
Just because I want to say this again. Wait, Mark, you have one more pick though, don't you? Ohio State.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, no, I'm on Indiana in the Ohio State game and the under there. So that was the
Okay.
game I referenced before.
Perfect. That's great. Okay, let's take it boys to men. Boys to men.
ABC, BBD.
Boys to men. Do I sound like them a little bit at least? No.
No.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Literally the most straight faces. I'm like, do I sound like them? Okay. Well, let's move on. Boys to men. From the college basketball, the kids, as Alex would say, to the men in the NBA. Both the Knicks, let's start looking at the Eastern Conference for a second. Because both the Knicks, Celtics looked at as playoff teams heading into the season. They both kind of struggled so far. They haven't lived up to their expectations this season, neither over 500 for the season. Which team, Alex, do you have a little bit more faith in for reaching those expectations?
It's the Celtics. It's the Celtics. The
Correct
Celtics for
answer.
me. Yeah. For me, the Celtics, they've at least in the beginning of the season, Jaylen Brown wasn't healthy. You know, they're just really getting healthy. And yeah, they're not 500 yet, but I think that long term they're going to get right. And I trust, that organization more than I trust the Knicks, who've just, aside from last year, been an absolute dumpster fire. They need, sorry, Zeno. They need to get some help around Julius Randle. He needs some help.
Yeah. But he did come back from this COVID break and he's been like stellar in the last couple of games. I'm like, maybe that
He's a great player, but he needs some help. You can't just be a one-man show in today's NBA.
Yeah. Mark, what do you think about it?
Well, I'll let my hometown bias show here and my fandom show.
Please do, because I do that all the time too.
I'm going to go with the Knicks here, and simply because of Tom Thibodeau and them being a better defensive team. You talked about a moment ago, defense winning championships. That defense will start to amp up. Now, again, they do need some more scoring on the offensive end. The Knicks do. It's hard to deny that at this point in time. But when you put a team of depth together defensively like the Knicks have, they'll be able to get back in this thing. Now, both these teams, guys, in reality, they're only like 4 games out of fourth in the East. So it's not like there's a large hill for them to climb to get back to the middle of where they were. It's really 1 or 2 winning streaks that'll help elevate them. But Julius Randle, Obi Toppin, all the guys, J.R. Barrett, all the folks that the Knicks have, all these young kids, the more they play, and now that we're post-Christmas, you'll start to see this team gel together. I got a lot of faith in this group to start to turn this thing around, but I trust their defense more than anything. For me, that's enough to get this team back to the middle of the Eastern.
That's what they need to step up. They need RJ Barrett to step up.
Yeah.
He had a big game the other night. Yeah. But they need somebody. Somebody's got to be able to help consistently with Julius.
Somebody to love. I'm just like I feel like a songbird today. I'm sorry I'm like breaking your guys' eardrums, but okay, 4 games on the slate tonight. Mark, let's head out to the West because you're on the Clippers Suns game tonight, yeah?
I am. Yeah. I mean, look, the trade deadline coming up on February 10th, and the Clippers need to make a move right now to figure out what they're going to do, whether they're going to be buyers or sellers. Still, obviously, Kawhi with the knee injury, don't know if he's going to come back, if it's worth it for him to come back. So now is the time for them to make the move. I am going to take the over in this spot, a little bit of a contrarian number here at 220, or contrarian over at 221, given how poor the Clippers have been offensively. But LA's gone over this total in 4 of their last 5. And both LA and Phoenix have good defenses. But the teams that the Clippers have played recently, they've played up to their competition twice against Brooklyn, once against Minnesota, who's a better scoring team than they are. And you talk about them being able to get over those totals. They're starting to play up a little bit to their competition and teams that are better scoring than Phoenix, second best scoring team in the league. And one of the other things this morning that I checked that really sold me on the Clippers being able to push the pace and be competitive in this is that 63% of the tickets are on Phoenix. However, 56% of the money on the Clippers tonight. So I think that the Clippers will be able to push the pace. Each team should get to 110 really without breaking a sweat. I think this is an overplay tonight in a high-paced, fast-scoring game.
Yeah, I actually think this is going to be a really, really exciting game. The Suns all season for me have been like such a fun team to watch. I haven't bet them very often, but I do just love watching them play basketball because they look really, really good. Alex, are you on any of the 4 games on this card tonight?
I'm not. The NBA is not yet, at least. The NBA is kind of tough because I'm looking at the slate tonight. I actually just had it up. You got the Celtics on a back-to-back. So, is Jaylen Brown going to play? Is Jason Tatum going to play? We don't know because, we see stars sit out all the time on back-to-backs, right? Grizzlies, Detroit. Not really. I don't really have a feel for that one yet. Golden State, Steph banged his knee last night. He's probably gonna sit tonight, right, against the Pelicans. They probably figure they can get by without Steph tonight. And then that's just a big number for me in that Clippers Suns game. So there's just a lot. And then COVID on top of all that. We don't know what can change between now and 7 o'clock. So, there's just a lot for me to process at 10 a.m. So I don't have a strong feel for anything tonight. But we do have a question in the chat about this Celtics Boston game about
total
the
at
under.
total
How
at
about
208.
How about the under in the
Blaze, I
Celtics?
would just do what you did. Check to see who's playing. If they're missing, if Jaylen Brown takes the night off, take the under.
Mm-hmm. But then you won't know that usually.
You got to beat that, right?
Yeah.
That number is going to change from what it is right now. So, if you're asking me about the number right now at 10
you're
17,
almost gambling on your gamble.
And the number just changed. Our producer said the number just changed to 207.5 right now. So
just because we're talking about it, Alex, that's
we're moving the market.
Yeah, Alex goes, I bet the under on that immediately, 207.5.
So that's gone down, right? So that probably means that somebody's not going to play tonight.
Well, I would tell Glaze to bet the under so he can rage text me in tilt while the under is not coming in. That's kind of my favorite Glaze is Glaze on tilt.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, Alex Glaze, whenever he bets an under on any game, our phones will blow up. And we just hear about it.
I don't care if you respond or not. I'm going to get these texts off.
That's what I was saying. The other day, it was the Wisconsin-Purdue game. And I think the game started at 7. It's like 7:04. And I already have 6 text messages on my phone. He's like, oh, I'm so mad I bet the under on this game because now I have to watch it for the next hour until Monday Night Football comes on. I'm like, you don't necessarily have to watch it, Alex. The game's going to play out the way it is. Don't stress yourself out.
I want to see what's going on. I want to get a feel for, I want to know what's going on. I want to just scoreboard and be like, oh, I lost or oh, I won. I want to feel it. I want to enjoy the ride.
Mark, what did you say about the under sweats?
Yeah, under sweats are my second favorite sweats behind meat sweats. If you go to like a Brazilian churrascaria where you eat too much meat, you're like, oh God. But you just keep throwing meat down your gullet because it's free and it's there and you're already paying one price for it. So, under sweats and meat sweats are my 2 favorite sweats.
I don't know if Alex would agree with the under sweats because he gets stuck there a little.
Well, I enjoy something about them. I keep subjecting myself.
Stay away. Cannot stay away.
Doesn't matter the sport. He's never seen an under he didn't like.
I've never seen an under I don't like. Yeah.
Okay, from the court to the ice. There's quite a few games on the NHL docket tonight. 11 to be exact. Alex, I'm going to come to you first. You have one play today on the Panthers, right? 3-way money line.
Yes. I'm going to the Panthers Stars game, and I'm going with the Panthers on the 3-way money line. Get some plus money value there when you go to the 3-way money line. That just means you need that game to end in regulation, not go to OT. If it goes to OT, that's an L. So we just need the Panthers to win in regulation here. Look, this is going to be the Stars' first game since December 20th. And, we're talking earlier about what that rest can mean in basketball, right? That's a game where you're running. Imagine skating. So you haven't skated in 2 weeks. You haven't played any games in 2 weeks. That's a lot to ask going up against a really good Florida Panthers team who scored 20 goals in their past 3 games. I mean, the Panthers are on fire right now. So if I'm Dallas, I wouldn't want to stand in front of that. So I think Florida's going to win this game. And I think they're going to win in regulation. So I'm going with Florida on the 3-way money line. Tough spot for Dallas tonight.
Tell our viewers who maybe some people don't necessarily know why people bet the 3-way money line instead of just the regular money line. Why the 3-way money line, Alex?
Yeah, so I'm looking at the money line. Let me see. Right now, Panthers money line is minus 137 on FanDuel, right? I can get it at plus 115 on the 3-way money line. So you just get extra value, but again, you need it to end in regulation. Whereas if you laid the 137, you get overtime and you don't have to worry about sweating out regulation. But I don't think you're gonna have to sweat it out tonight anyway. So
yeah,
just a little more value.
Totally, a little more value, and if you feel like the game's gonna end in regulation, which again you never know when you start betting, but at the same time you kind of get a feel for teams. A team like the Stars who haven't played against a team like the Panthers who are one of the best in the NHL right now. I think that you're pretty safe on that bet. Zeno, you're on one of my favorite. Actually, I'll give one of my picks first because I have 3 picks.
Okay.
One of them is my play of the day. I look at the Blue Jackets taking on the Devils, and I like the Devils 3-way money line in a game like this at plus 105. There are literally no trends that say New Jersey will win tonight. They won 7 of their last 29 meetings with Columbus, 1-7 in their last 8 home games against the Blue Jackets. New Jersey only has won 2 of their last 7 home games You're like, Lauren, that contradicts everything that you're saying right now. Why are you even betting the Devils 3-way money line? Not so fast, my friends. Do not count them out just yet. They are playing extremely inspired hockey since returning from their COVID-enforced Christmas break. They have 3 wins in 4 games. And even in that one loss, they looked determined when they lost to the Bruins on Tuesday. They tied the game up 3 separate times before Boston scored 2 unanswered goals. Columbus, not great this season. 3 wins in their last 13 games. They've dropped 7 of their last 8 road games. And they've been conceding an average of 5 goals per game in their last 6 games. That's not great. The Devils bringing the Jackets down tonight, and I like it. I like them to do it in regulation. 3-way money line at plus 105. I like the value that I got for that. I do not really bet the Devils ever just because they're not a great team. But tonight I see a good value pick in them taking on an also not very good team in the Blue Jackets. Okay, Zeno, coming to you because you're taking it out to the Mile High City.
That I am. Because I have such affection for my co-host, I would like to sort of wrap it all together with the team that you used to cover, Lauren, to the former team here in Atlanta, now have moved to Winnipeg, where I am and Alex used to be and you are. So I can wrap us all together in a neat little bow here. Winnipeg at Colorado. The Avs going for their 10th straight home win. They've gone over 6 goals in their last 4 games. Winnipeg has gone over the total in 4 of their last 5. You're talking about 2 of the top scorers in the league, and Nazem Kadri and Kyle Connor for Winnipeg. So these are guys who are in the top 11 in points. They are able to facilitate. Their great assist men. On the goaltending side, Connor Hellebuck and Darcy Kemper, both of those guys in the bottom half of the league in goals against and save percentage. I expect a lot of goals to be scored tonight. I think the Avs will probably win their 10th straight, but I like the over 6 goals tonight.
Yeah, I actually really like that pick, and I might tail you on it. I'm also on that game. I'm deciding right now how I want to bet this game. I look at the Avs 3-way money line. It's minus 145. I really do think they're going to end this game in regulation, but I don't necessarily love the value that I'm getting for that as much as I do with the Avs puck line at plus 105. But the Avs puck line's been killing me lately because they've been winning a lot of games, but not all of them have been by 2 goals or more. So I'm kind of on the fence right now. I'm going to lead Avs puck line. I like the value that I'm getting at plus 105. Their firepower. I mean, their offense is just phenomenal. They're clicking on all cylinders right now. You said it. They won 7 of their last 8 games. The last game against the Blackhawks, though, they did blow a 2-goal lead. They came back tied in the 3rd, and then Cale Makar with one of the nastiest freaking goals I have ever seen in the history of hockey. He is winning the Norris Trophy this year, hands down. Like he is
the Avs,
so freaking
Avs lead the NHL in goals per game at 4.2. So they're
Yeah.
one of the best offenses in the league.
Yeah. And you said they're extremely strong on home ice. Have you guys been to a game at Ball Arena in
No.
I've never been to an NHL game.
Oh my God, you've never been to an NHL? We're going, Glaze.
Yeah, this is
I need to go to a Caps game. I don't know how I haven't been to a Caps game, but
I'll get you in. I'll call Ted Leon, so it should be good.
But I will say hockey crowds are better than any crowd in any sport. Like they're just their fans are so passionate. It gets so loud. I think part of it is because of how cold it is and the ice and the noise reverberates off the ice. It is so loud, but the Avs faithful are one of like the best fan bases in the entire world.
And I would tell you, fellas, a hockey game is a great date night.
Yeah, I agree with that. I really do agree with that. And then you look at the Jets. They've only won 6 of their last 15 road games this season. The Avs are the best offensive team in the leagues. I know you said it's 4 more goals in 8 out of the last 10 games. They're honestly almost impossible to beat right now as a team. The Jets giving up a lot of goals. 4 more goals in 4 of the last 6 games. They're averaging 2.8 goals on the season. Nazem Kadri, the guy for the Avs that is thriving right now. I mean, 10 points in his last 5 games. He's had 30 assists, 41 points on the season. He has been a driving force for that second line. And Nathan McKinnon also 28 points in 19 games. Mikko Rantanen, 9 points in the last 5 games, 15 goals for him on the season. I mean, they just have so many star players. And their blue line is incredible. They're obviously contributing offensively, but then also defensively getting those stops that they need. I just think that the Avs firepower is going to be way too much for the Jets in this one. Avs puck line, we're sticking with it. Plus 105. I feel good about it. That's also my best bet of the day, but we'll go over that in a second. And then I have one more. Do you guys want to hear it?
Let's do it.
I got a lot of the ice picks today. I had a lot of games to choose from. And so it was hard for me to narrow down, honestly, but I was like, I can't
The
bet
Ice
like
Queen
11.
has picks. Let's hear it.
I know. I was like, I can't bet all 11 of these games. That would just be degenerate at that point.
Sure you can.
I mean, maybe I will. We'll see.
Let
We'll
it
see.
fly.
I should give them all out on the show. But I'm taking it to New York. The Sharks taking on the Sabres in the great state of Buffalo. I will say, side note, first time I ever went to Buffalo with the Avs, we went to Anchor Bar. It is like the OG wing place that you can go to. And they were selling these bright blue bucket hats with buffalo wings on them. And for the very cheap price of $25.99, I got myself a bright blue bucket hat with buffalo wings on it. And I sent a photo to my family wearing the hat, literally eating a buffalo wing. And my dad goes, "You better have gotten that hat for free." And I told him that I got it for eating a certain amount of wings, when in reality I paid 25 bucks for this cheap like bucket hat that they probably made for like 15 cents. I have no clue, but I still have it to this day. I'll wear it on the show tomorrow for a second.
I was going to say, can't believe you didn't bring it with you.
Bask in all of its glory. It was phenomenal. I walked back into the hotel and like a few of my coworkers were in the lobby and they're like, "You're kidding me right now." And I'm like, you know what? Like, whatever. When in Buffalo, right? Goes to Buffalo once, leaves with a Buffalo Wild Wings hat. It's fun. Anyways, the Sharks taking on the Sabres. I like the Sabres money line at plus 106 in this game, too. Battle of the bad teams. They're both looking for their first wins of the calendar year. Sabres usually aren't the team you're picking for a win. They've only had 10 wins in the last 33 games. But when it comes down to going head-to-head against the Sharks, Buffalo steps it up. The Sabres have won 8 of the last 10 games in San Jose. And they've also been playing decently. Only one loss by 2 goals or more since December 10th, even though they're 2-2-3 in their last 7. But the Sharks are heading to New York with 4 straight road losses. They gave up 21 goals during that stretch. I just am leaning towards the Sabres money line. I like the value that I'm getting for at plus 106. This game is really going to be a toss-up, but if I'm going to bet it, I want to bet it and get the better value. And I just see the Sabres having that little bit of an extra edge coming out on top of this one. So those are my ice picks for the day.
We do have one question for you, and I'm going to throw this to you, Lauren, because you are the ice queen and the people want to hear from you. They want to know about that Penguins Flyers total, if you have a feel for that. 6.5.
I honestly have not looked at that game yet. What is the total right now? 6.5.
6.5. A little juice on the under there.
Yeah, the Penguins have been absolutely stellar offensively. The Flyers, I don't know if I necessarily trust them to find the back of the net. I honestly can't give like a super educated opinionated pick about that one. For me, I would kind of stay away from that. But at the same time, the Penguins have been so good recently. The Flyers, I think, are like 18th, 19th in the league offensively. Yeah, I would stay away from that one at this point.
Need both teams to score to get over. That's to get
quick note. Another quick note in the chat. When did Pickswise hire Carlos Boozer?
Is it me or Glaze? I mean, Glaze looks more Carlos Boozer-ish than I do, I would think.
Look at his face.
No?
Yeah, I've been here, though, so
that's true.
Maybe we got a first-time viewer. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. Well, I'll take it as a compliment. Carlos Boozer is a good-looking dude.
He is, Alex. I would take his compliment, too. You love to see it. Okay, let's move on to our Pickswise 3-star play of the day. Alex, hit me with it. Win me some money.
Let me go to the website. Yeah, we have a couple. We got a couple on the website. We've been talking pucks. So I'm gonna go with our guy Tyler Mortner. He's on the Blackhawks to win tonight. That is a 3-star play on the Pickswise website. Blackhawks to win at Arizona tonight.
They're taking on the worst team in the league. I like that.
At Arizona. So if you want to read the reasoning, head on over to the Pickswise website to check it out.
I like that pick a lot. They're playing against the worst team in the league right now. The Arizona Coyotes are just trash at this point. Okay, Alex, your play of the day. Who you got?
All right. We talked about it earlier. College basketball. I'm going to that Ohio State-Indiana game. I'm laying the points with Indiana. You think Ohio State, ranked team, they're going to take care of business. Buckeyes, 25th ranked offense and offensive efficiency. But two of its losses this season have come to teams that have held them to under 70 points. Those two of those losses to Xavier and Florida. Those are teams that rank in the top 25 in defensive efficiency. That's where Indiana is. They rank 12th in defensive efficiency. Indiana is going to control this game with their defense. They're at home, and Ohio State defensively is not great. Indiana is going to be able to absolutely, I don't want to say roll, but they're going to cover. They're going to cover for sure. So I'm going to lay the points for Indiana.
Rolling, the hating, and then think I could squeeze one more song in here.
Alex is
like
your third or fourth song.
Alex is over it.
You're a big karaoke girl, Lauren. Is that what this is?
Oh yeah, come on now.
She's a singer. She posted a song on her Instagram the other day singing, and I was like, wait, what is this? Like playing the guitar, singing. I was like, what can she do? What can she do?
I can't dance, so whatever makes me do that. Absolutely no, unless they like toss it up.
Oh my god! All right, can I? Okay, all right.
Sino, save me. What is your play of the day?
Oh, God. I'm going to stay on the college hardwood, and I'm going to lay the 5.5 with the Trojans. Really trust them in this spot tonight. A more talented team going up against the preseason dead last Pac-12 Cal Bears. I just love the fact that they're better on the glass. They're better defensively than Cal by a considerable margin. Even if their offense is a little bit rusty, their glass work and the defense will be enough for them to overcome that 5.5 points. Maybe Lincoln Riley shows up in attendance tonight. But I love the Trojans continue their undefeated season to beat Cal by at least 6 tonight.
You love to see it. And then my best bet of the day, the Jets Avs puck line in this one at plus 105. I just said it right above, but again, Avs clicking on all cylinders. They're looking for their 10th straight home win in this one. And offensively, they've just been on fire. I don't think Hellebuck will be able to stop them. I think their offense is going to get clicking. I think their defense is going to be solid. Avs puck line at home in front of a home crowd. Plus 105 against a Jets team that's good, but not great this season. So stick with it. You love to see it. Alex, you want to toss it up? Want to catch it?
No, I don't. No, I don't. Oh my God.
All right, that's it for us today. Find us on the Pickswise YouTube channel. Go to Pickswise.com. Follow us on Twitter. Mark Zeno, Alex Glaze. I'm Lauren Jabara. God bless. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't ruin
God bless is right. Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Let's get it. Let's bet it. Have a good one.
Oh.